Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. See, that wasn't that long. That felt like no time at all. We're back. It was 40 minutes, just blew right by, and it might blow by in this series as well. I'm hoping it doesn't, because we've had just like a bunch of 2-0s. Literally, the last eight series we've played on this tournament have all been 2-0s, at least in Division One. I kind of want to see one thing go the distance for once, please. And if there was ever a series to do it, it would hopefully be an undefeated team with VP and a team that it's finding a renaissance right now with Kuroki returning with Nigma. So T Governor, please, for the love of God, 3 games, yes.
Yeah, for sure. This is a 2-1, 100%. Fast forward 2 hours, 2-0. Oh well, we got it wrong. But it should be a 2-1 for sure. It has that feeling, right? Like today was the day where the final series. It's the hype series. Like it's the series everyone really wants to watch. Even if they don't, they're gonna want to watch it because it's the up and comers versus like the gatekeepers, right? Like it's great.
It's something about you, Tsunami, by the way.
I'm cursed.
Yeah, you're cursed. We had Zayori here before you.
That's
And with him, I think we had one game that went to series that went 2 games. Everything else was going the
Not
stretch.
many.
Everything else was 2-1, 1-2. So you brought this upon us.
How much did you pay them? Tell us the truth right now.
Don't we get paid less the fewer games that they have? I'm encouraging everyone to go the distance. What's going on here? Maybe it is.
Yeah, that's
me.
what they
Maybe
all
I
say.
am cursed. I'm just hoping to shake up the trend. We slightly prefaced it at the end of the previous series, Liquid versus Alliance, but it should be competitive, and it's not just us campaigning for it because we think we want it to be, but based off of previous performances, VP have looked above and beyond, really. I did not have the highest expectations for them. Sure, they looked good on Prodigy, but these CIS squads are hot and cold very often, and Prodigy into this promotion into real VP have looked hot the entire time. And we spoke to DM in an interview, and he said this is the dream roster. They were feeling energized, and they've maintained this consistency. They maintained this momentum, but this is the true test. Even though they aren't undefeated, the teams that they beat not necessarily doing that great in this tournament right now. It was OG, Just Error, and Mud Golems. Nigma, on the other hand, they're 3-1 right now. Only team that they've lost to is Mud Golems. So ignoring any transitive properties shenanigans here, this is going to be by far the most competitive game of the day.
I love the opening bands from Virtus Pro, by the way, the Wisp and the Batrider.
All right.
This is like, maybe I would aim we even a bit harder, but just eliminating that Batrider instantly off of the game, out of the game, whatever, I love this. It makes your game so much easier when you're playing versus Nigma.
And to me, I'm liking Nigma's bans personally because when we first looked at VP yesterday, I mentioned like, okay, so they played Magnus, they played Void, and that was like the 2 heroes. And then they whipped out 2 Viper games, of course, more of a block pick v Mud Golems, and they looked great. But it was the MVP of the series, which was the Tiny, save Tiny, game after game, was just dominating against Mud Golems. So I love the fact that Nigma, they don't care about this mag, they don't care about the Void, they're respecting that rotation potential, and just the fact that this lad was just so goddamn active. So yeah, all right, nice bans from Nigma. But again, like I said, mag and Void are in the pool. Which one will VP want to take, if either?
Let's see.
I was hoping they'd pick it, right? Oh, there we go. I just delayed my sentence by 2 seconds. Damn, could have just... If I was a bit better at
You
this
could have
job.
timed it. You could have timed much better, but the point still stands.
I mean, for what it's
There we
worth,
go.
they did pair the Faceless Void with the mag very frequently, and they usually give it to DM. And so, still availability. Meanwhile, Nigma will do their own thing. They'll pick up a coddle.
Nice. We got new heroes. This is what I mean. Like, let's go. We got a Kodo in the house. Earlier today, there was an interview with Satsuka, right? And he was like, what heroes do I want to see in the new patch? He was like, Kodo, and he was like, Pugna. Guess what, Nigma? They listened. And it doesn't count as a patch, but they're going to pick it. They're going to show him how it's done. Oh,
Yeah, it's interesting from Saxa saying Pugna when Pugna is, well, it's not really the hero that isn't picked at all. It's still kind of in the meta. It's still, we see that hero here and there. Maybe not on support like he would like to, however.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, Keeper of the Light as well. And I just can't. Like, my heart was broken the moment they killed Mana Leak and added the disco ball and everything. This used to be one of my favorite heroes before, but not any longer. However, teams are still picking it, not nearly as much as, let's say, a couple of months back. But we have seen a couple of picks already in this tournament, most notably the Spectre together with Keeper of the Light that worked really well.
Isn't like Kotl the poor man's Omni Knight though, you know? Because like with the blinding light against physical damage, and then obviously Omni Knight just has GA, so it's kind of like the same aspect of dealing with a potential mag void in that sense.
Yeah, so yes and no. Later on in the game, definitely, but in the laning stage, it's a bit different because Kotl brings way more with Blinding Light, which is also one of the reasons why I thought it was picked, as it was usually picked against Slardar. You mess up his combos and you can constantly outpush the waves as he's trying to push in, so that's how it looked to me at least. But Nigma, they just pick it first pick against the Faceless Void.
Yeah, I guess in terms of team fight potential, I will say that Kotl offers more offensive potential than an Omni Knight, at least whenever you're going 5-on-5 engagements. But if you're trying to enable one hero, Storm Spirit looking like it's going to be, yet again, like, we're seeing a lot of first phase Storm Spirit. We're seeing a lot of first phase cores that I feel like they get countered out easily, and teams just don't care. We saw like a lot of first phase Anti-Mage on Saturday. We're seeing first phase Storm Spirit, first phase Spectre, first phase Void. Out of all of these heroes, I feel like Storm is the one that has the most potential to get abused, and yet Liquid just got away with it. How is first phase Storm like good right now, T-Gov?
It's about the draft, right? It's how you enter your way into the lineup. Enigma, traditionally as a team, they love picking up Weeha's hero earlier to allow Miracle that kind of big activated core that counters quite a lot. And you're talking about how, okay, you can abuse the Storm Spirit, sure, but you're going to have to pick a certain type of hero to deal with that. And then suddenly, because Enigma has last pick, Miracle heroes come through and he gets to do that classic 1v9. And the way in which they're drafting the Storm Spirit, unlike other teams, they have an enabler where Storm can make those rotations to side lanes. And let's say he fails a jump or he fails a small part of his gank. Suddenly the Kotl's like boosting him back up and like, don't worry, pal, don't worry, Weeha. You missed this sip. We'll go do another one, you know? That's the way they're looking. They're going to use the Kotl Storm combo for that early aggression. And they pick up a Rubik as well now. That constant desire for cheap fight and skirmish is how we see teams play up against the bigger cooldowns and maybe the slower nature of a Mag +1 lineup.
As long as we doesn't go 119, it's all cool.
All right, calm down, mate.
If that happens,
right. One game.
If that happens, then it doesn't really matter how much you pull him back up. In that game, they probably shouldn't have been pulling. Never mind.
I think actually, no, that does
you're
put him
right.
technically in like top 5 deaths in a pro game. I think it's like around 3 to like 18 is the region of most deaths in a pro game. So it's a good stat. But he bounced back. The next Storm Spirit, he died like 5 times. So that's good.
He was much better in the next game.
He was much better.
In this game already, if you're thinking about it, like Storm Spirit has both of these targets are really good for him to jump on, Faceless Void and Magnus. These are heroes that, yeah, you can say that Faceless Void is good against Storm because of the chrono and the control, but it usually goes the other way around. It's the Storm that's initiating. He has longer, like, higher reach potential, right? And he gets on top of that Faceless Void. If he gets Orchid earlier, it can get quite difficult for Faceless Void to play. Lina now, it could be your mid Lina too, but I would love to see this position for Lina plus Magnus on the offlane if that's how they play it.
Yeah, seeing as how GPK has had a strong penchant for Invoker, and you've already got a Faceless Void on the field, then I'm leaning this Lina more as a 4 position, but yeah, we could see anything, because honestly, GPK and DM both played the Magnus at some point. I'm not sure if Ilias has support mag in his arsenal, but they could also pull that off. So really, this mag has a lot of flex potential.
Yeah. Also, another thing that we haven't mentioned about the idea of Storm Spirit is you have to think of what Storm brings to the game, which is an early Orchid. And then against what like Lizard was saying about that jump on the Void, he has to suddenly now itemize defensively to deal with that 15-20 minute window where Nigma can go aggressive, right? So you might have to see Mask of Madness BKB, you might have to see a Manta, and this type of itemization can bode well for Nigma if they pick up a carry that can play into just pure damage straight away, like, or early physical damage, so that's what I meant. But you get the point, right? Like Storm can force its defensive nature, and there's the Invoker and Tsunami expertly
God.
predicted. Tsunami God, yeah.
Finally, I
Pull
got
this
one.
one
There
right
we go.
out
I
of his
got one.
beard.
Invoker.
Still, I'm not 100% sure. Well, I guess at this point, the Magnus is probably going to be a core.
Yeah, probably 3.
Yeah, so then at this point, saving a Ilias hero, of which Enchantress is still available, but last phase, I'm not so sure. I don't know. It seems like they have most of their check boxes marked. You know, they got a fair amount of disable. They've got team fight potential. They've got initiating. What are they really looking for from a 5 position to help this Void secure his lane?
Just get
Damage,
just do
right?
exactly that. Yeah, just secure the lane.
Yeah.
You get your position 5 that can help. The Witch Doctor is kind of one of those that does it. You're playing into a Dragonite as well, so maybe they can. You already see what's the offlane duel, right? It's Rubik plus Dragonite, so you can perhaps pick something that fares well, such as Undying versus that, but the Undying has been banned out.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
A little bit unconventional, but we have Crystal Maiden and Lina 2 supports. But
you just picture it, man. The chrono, the freezing field,
fire, the ice,
everything there. The cataclysm, the RP pump faking in the corner. They're gonna have beautiful team fight. But that's the thing that is punishable because Nigma right now with the Undying ban, it feels like DK will just be off lane, and it's their ability to group up and run down lanes. It's reminiscent of kind of what Alliance was trying to do in the previous series, but they actually have the ability to take towers and they can reset and go very easily. Like after a team fight, if Nigma take it on VP side of the map and bait out a key spell, they can just go again, right? Like they're not locked in. They are locked into 0 cooldowns on their lineup. Sure, Kotalot's one thing, but
this looks like a pretty good PA game overall. Like you have so many heroes that you can jump on. Faceless Void, it's kind of tricky. Like this is a really good point that T Governor made earlier as well. Like you have to itemize a little bit defensively versus the V Storm Spirit, but you also now have to worry about the PA, and that MKB is perhaps a necessity too. So it's not really an easy Void game. He is cushioned a little bit by the Magnus Empower, which will come in handy when he farms those Ancients early on. But I just love what Nigma have got going with this PA last pick.
All out aggression. It's going to be beautiful to see. Just the exit of laning phase, playing behind mind control. Weehub joined the team super early because he has the Coddle to back him up. So I hope Nigma win this game just because it just looks like a great, enjoyable game if they were to win it. You know, just the way in which they win it. Sorry.
It's gonna look fun either way, win or lose.
Yeah,
that's my policy. And win or lose, I mean, you sometimes may have an inkling on which way and which team is gonna win or lose. You can go to egb.com if you think so, or you can click the banner below the stream. But I just want to see it all play out. I want to listen to our casters, Lyrical and Trent.
Thank you so much, Neil. Trent, we're here. It's all happening yet again. Virtus Pro facing off against Nigma. The panel was very biased. We're gonna have to report them. Very upset about that. How about you? How you feeling?
I definitely agree with them in terms of the whole concepts, right? Like big team fight, very scary. Virtus Pro, there's no doubt. But I feel like lately, it hasn't felt like the giant team fight teams have really been winning things because, I don't know, it's hard to execute, right? And I feel like there's a really good reset button with the Coddle, you know? You're halfway through your big wombo combo, suddenly there's this giant disco ball ruining things. And then there's also a Rubik who wants to try and copy and improve on what you've done.
Right, and normally that like reset that you have with the Coddle, you have somebody on the enemy team that can jump in and find that hero. That's not really the case as much in this one. Like, I guess hypothetically, you can kind of get in there and make something happen with like the Invoker or what have you. But really, that hero is much more the Storm Spirit on the Radiant and them being able to get in the backline. The CM pick at the end, I was like very surprised by this. We got some sister power going on here in this game.
Yeah, it's the lore was really the only reasoning. Of course, the real reason they did it was when he gets level 20 and gets the attack speed talent, so they'd have a support who could take down the Will-O-Wisp, obviously. I always pick Crystal Maiden for level 20. That's surely great advice for how to play Dota 2. I mean, they're pretty greedy mana-wise, right?
That's fine. Trent, by the way, just somebody's gonna take you seriously out there.
Okay, yeah,
So-
sorry, that's a joke. Yeah, don't do that. It's a really cool feature of the talent. I actually have seen people ask, why does CM have a 200 attack speed talent? You can do some cool stuff where, like, it's late game, you buy a Deso or whatever, but for the most part, grab that thing in games where there is some stupid annoying unit that you're trying to get rid of. Tombstone, Rast Awards,
Ooh.
Coddle, Will-O-Wisp, all that stuff, right? It actually has a lot of value.
Damn, dude, that actually sounds pretty cool. I'm down. Granted, I think what you mentioned before is like the mana battery and being able to sort of enable Invoker's game a lot better, so that way he can just sort of stay consistently off on the side of the mid lane, farming up, and never has to retreat back.
Helps the mag too.
Yeah, and I think that like this combo of Faceless Void Invoker, it's just been like so tried and true throughout this patch. We've seen it work a ton of times, and now you've also got this added power of, the Magnus, just giving him Empower the whole time, and Alacrity. Like,
yeah,
it
that
feels
seems
like
to
it's
be
gonna
the real
devastating.
combo, right? It's
Yeah.
like not even like Invoker and Void. It's more like the Mag Invoker.
Right.
But likewise, of course, they have to watch out for Kuro, because if there's one thing Rubik's love to steal, it's Empower, and it's very easy to get from Mag, core or support. So DM, there's not a whole lot he can do about that. I mean, if he sees the Rubik, obviously he can throw it a Shockwave, and maybe the CM Mana Aura is going to help a little bit with that, but it's not that easy for a Mag to just like constantly Shockwave to ensure that he doesn't like give away an Empower to a smoked Rubik or something.
Based upon the positioning here as well, that they already have early on, GH is trying to get set up for some stacks. So if they do give that Empower away, it's going to be a pretty quick and easy steal and takeaway of all these. Is, man, a lot of heroes up on this high ground from VP.
DM's just
They're
going to walk
ready to
into
go.
Kuro. Yeah, we got a couple different actions happening.
Mind Control gets this one. This looks pretty freaking good, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to. So going to be a trade-off there. 2 runes apiece. And GH in a little bit of trouble. Taking the punches. A little bit of fire and ice on his backside.
That's
Icy
a lot
hot.
of damage, considering he didn't even have to LSA him.
Sad old man on a camel. Is that the camel one?
I believe it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a nice looking one. I mean, but there's also a moose one, so I can't say it's my favorite.
Another biased caster here. No problem.
Also true. They're both excellent, though.
Well, I think that we've kind of memed it to death at this point, so I think we can move past the 1 in 19. Although the panel keeps talking about it, it's a situation we're very well familiar with, and he's going to have a hell of a better laning time this game at the very least, going up against this Quaswex Invoker on the Storm Spirit for Weehaw.
It was all tactical. Now that there's less expectations on him from both his teammates and the opponents. So now it's harder to disappoint, and has some freer games for himself. But overall, it looks like a pretty good Storm team. Right, pretty vulnerable targets, especially on the 2 supports, Lina and CM. They're gonna have to be like some serious buddy system going on. We'll have to be cautious if save starts snowballing and gets like an earlier Yules. That can be a little bit frustrating, but overall, with the help of like GH just like spotting him with the ulti, the mid-range jumps should be pretty safe.
And even if he does get hit by that EMP combo, like you're saying, Coddle can be there just to heal him back up a little bit more. As again, save. Gonna take a couple punches. Virtue of Miracle here in this lane. DM already off to the races here. So yeah, I think the things that I really want to watch for in this one is how many stacks are they going to get up for the Coddle? Is there any like lane that looks really bad for you, or like is it a pretty serious outmatch?
They all look pretty bland. I mean, top might be kind of annoying with the Coddle spam. It's not a lane that we see a lot because we don't really see Coddle all that often, but I could see that getting a little bit annoying for Epileptic Kid, especially in the earlier levels of the Time Walk, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, nice one
Ooh.
save.
Well done. Quick and easy catch, and then the TP out as well. Nice moves. Give a little bit of a all chat wheel there. You love to see it.
I think the most important thing is not so much the lanes, but like let's say that GH starts running back and getting those stacks going, like you said. The position for Lina, that's been one of the better parts of this hero, is the vulnerability of the opponent's stacks to her. If she just roams with like one other hero on their team, even CM and Lina together, they could probably clear out some stacks. Like, I would not be surprised if Ilias took the ulti at level 6 and found a stack.
That's the way to play.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Pop up the Lina, that is definitely value.
Elias actually might be in a little bit of trouble here. Keeps on getting punched down, and GH, only need one more touch there and it would have been a kill. Will not be able to find it, and actually pulling a creep along the way with him as well. gonna connect up with those other few creeps there.
I actually thought the dog was her courier. I was so confused. It's been a while since I've seen the puppy running around.
Well, since just CM in general, right? Like,
Whatever happened to the Frondillo? I haven't seen a Frondillo in a pro match in ages.
I think everybody's just tired of it. It's pay to lose.
Yeah.
Starts like showing up randomly, you know, people reveal themselves off in the fog. I'm sure it works like that.
Obviously. Save self LSA, but still pulled back from Kuro.
Can they actually do anything here? Don't have an Orb of Venom, but is still another good LSA.
Another Blink and Dagger,
Fairy
though.
Fire? Fairy Fire? Chase, run away. Another LSA. Punch down. Save. And a drop. First blood, Kuro.
Oh no, I got the first blood. Yeah, I mean, always very good on the Rubik, right? I mean, how many teams have even played Position 5 Rubik in the past months? It's like basically just Liquid, right? Every once in a while it pops on a couple of the teams, but no one else really has that identity, so it's nice to see Kuro back and playing this.
Yeah, it's an interesting support combo that we had seen. You know, this kind of reminds me back when they were Liquid, actually. When it was like GH, Coddle, and then Rubik on Kuro. So Ilias going to take some more punches there. He also is going to drop GH. I mean, a rare kill for the Keeper of the Light. But in the laning setup so far, at least, it looks like the thing that we're seeing is Faceless Void a little bit ahead of Miracle. DM's having a pretty nice game so far in this Magnus. 12 denies already.
Yeah, when Save died, you still have to calculate in how much time DM was completely alone on the lane, right? Like, that's why his CS is so high. Like, net worth-wise, he's still 400 and some ahead of that PA, who, of course, was involved in that kill on Save, so. That first blood was like, kind of a win for VP.
Right.
Remember the lane's just stuck, too.
Right, it's just underneath there, and then it's going to push back over, and DM has a whole freaking creep wave here. Yeah, as they're going to get a little bit of extra damage here onto Kuro, trying to make the move over. Jukes back the other direction, realizes, hey, I'm probably not going to be able to get the bounty rune. Good dodge again. And the LSA, Kuro putting on some fancy footwork and bounces out of there. Safe, can't get the last touch. Miracle dodges away from the shockwave. And actually, they have vision. The creep is still there. Miracle jumps in, tries to take him down, and gets the kill. Oh, the creeps. Wait, pulls him underneath the tower. They can't get there. Kuro's nearby yet again, has stick charges. Does not quite have the telekinesis back up again. And it looks like they're both going to be able to escape, I think. DM doesn't have anything else really left to take. Oh, he switched over the Mango. He can't get there. It's not going to be good enough. Miracle just jaunts away, has a healing salve available afterwards. Blink away afterwards. They can't find him.
Yeah, I mean, not much DM can do, right? It's a PA, so he can't just try and cliff him. That's my first reaction was, where's the cliff? And it's like, oh yeah, right, PA. Just gonna like jump instantly down, right?
Yeah.
Behab, man it up.
It's nice. Level 6 is there. Chase down for Ilias. Gets the punish. So Weehaw finds himself a kill. Regeneron's gonna spawn bottom. A little unlucky there. The Storm.
Yeah, well, they also had double rune coverage, to be fair, from VP. I mean, I guess they had top warded, but VP well aware of how important those are for a Storm Spirit, right? It's not often you're going to ward both runes when your mid doesn't have a bottle.
Just making sure that he just doesn't get that injection of gold, but they're still going to need to deal with the injection of gold that's going to be there from the stacks, as GH has been kind of putting them to work a little bit here. Hasn't gotten as many of the Ancients, and there's also some going on over in the Dire jungle as well. So a lot of invested gold early on hanging out in these neutral camps. The rotation comes down bottom.
Nice.
Ilias makes the move. They're able to catch on a Miracle, get that kill. VP making a good gank happen.
Crazy how fast they can do those stacks of Storm Spirit and Coddle. Like, no risk at all. And unfortunately, yeah, that means that Epilepsy was like by himself up top because of the rotation from Ilias, but the wave was pushed up so far anyway that he was just hitting the small camp, and now the wave's under his tower, so no kill opportunities, but it's a DK anyway, so I don't think they're too bothered by it.
No, it's definitely not the biggest deal in the world for them right now. And I mean, the main thing is just making sure that when he gets that level 6, not able to immediately transition that into the tower, which they might be able to now, but there's a jump in going on down bottom. Finds himself safe, immediately gonna get caught, the double RP. Do they have any follow-up? The Light Striker Ray catches onto both.
They still have Tornado.
Immediately taken down.
Yeah, everything was set for that one.
Ilias.
Give him the wave save, yeah. High five.
I I mean, all set up by that Ilias, 2 points up in Frostbite. Like, as soon as Weehaw jumped, they just caught him.
Yeah, this is the hot ticket on the CM builds lately, right? The maxing of the Frostbite. I don't think you have to do it every game. Like, that was kind of the trend at first, because everyone's like, it's the only correct build. But now I feel like people oscillate back and forth a little bit more. Tornado save, just enough distance.
Oh, save and save. Miracle wants to jump, wants to get the kill. Will find it. Can he get out afterwards, though? DM still chasing, has another shockwave in 3. Miracle doesn't have any more stick charges. Misses! Miracle has a blink away now. They just didn't get him. Oh, no. Weehaw's back. Weehaw's thinking about it. Wants to jump. And is going to miss on that tornado and should be able to just get out of there. So
That's
seeing the danger.
A lot of not farming time right now. You know, it's like, should we be doing a little bit more? But I guess other the kids at least hitting creeps, so we'll go for that.
Right.
I really like the state that Nigma are in right now, though. Like, MC getting close to a Blink Dagger, pretty happy life as a DK. That's where you want to be.
Right, and we talked about like he just hit that level 6 and immediately the tower is dead. And now gonna have Dragon Form heading towards the mid. See what they can do with it as mid or down bottom again. Able to find Kuro, and it looks like he is going to fall. So this sort of just constant presence that's been down here bottom.
Yeah, he's just begging for the tome, man. It's like, please, can it be 10 minutes already? I want to have something to do in this game. There's so many good things I want to steal.
Gonna be nice for him, definitely.
How many levels are we in Shocker right now? 3 points, so this is pretty scary with Weehaw nearby as well. This is not just some like solo DK, and I'm sure they know that.
Yeah, it can be really devastating if you're able to just catch there and then have the storm follow up. But Ilias is nearby and has an Invis rune, so they could set up for something here if they want to. GH being scouted. Mind control again. It's not an easy kill setup. They're so freaking tanky.
And the Radiant Ward sees save, and that's what they're pinging. They're just like, yo, like, there's no Lina here, guys. Like, keep being aggressive.
All right, Frostbite afterwards. EMP going to not really land. Only hits onto mind control. Was still like incredibly fine at this point. Oh, the jump in on the top side though. They try and catch him. Oh, Storm, no! But they're gonna drop down the Will-O-Wisp. He dies. Oh, that was not how that was supposed to go. And the chase down now as they catch both of them with the Chrono. The follow-up is going to be there from the rest of VP as they just get eviscerated. Mind control chased down in the mid lane. Another tornado. What about as bad as it could have gone? At least they get the tower, but holy moly.
Yeah, that was interesting. Considering how much vision they had, they sort of knew what was happening. I saw some lines from GH after from that ward up to the tier 2 too. So I'm not sure if they just had the wrong idea of what Lina was doing off their vision or what, but like Weehaw, he actually got LSA first. It wasn't even a Frostbite to set it up.
Oh, jeez.
It was like just a nice call out from Save.
It looks like DM might have actually gotten the deny on the tower also, now that I'm looking back through it, as Weehaw's gonna jump in from downtown, tries to catch onto both of them, immediately caught and killed yet again. Poor old Weehaw on his Storm Spirit, as they are going to try and chase down a few more. Hits the first hit bash. Kuro gets the time walk steal though, and is able to get out of there.
You mentioned before this game started that Weehaw was averaging the most deaths only after Kuro on all of Nigma, and well, currently they're tied. Both at 3 so far, 12 minutes in, but that kind of makes sense based on how he's been playing. I feel like a lot of these Nigma games, win or lose, Weehaw's been going in. I don't know if it's just part of the chaotic nature that he's going for right now, or the fact that he's not usually like the big win condition, because that's generally handed off to Miracle, but he is just hyper aggro all the time.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, that 18 deaths kind of, you know, that's going to hurt your average a little.
True. 19, but yeah, definitely.
Sorry, my bad. I'm trying to rewrite history a little bit, you know.
Fine, that's the way it goes. They'll get saved this time, I believe. Ice Striker Ray is going to connect. Weehaw finds himself the kill, and now moving in for the stacks. Yeah, there's something to be said for, like, you know, just going in so much and then letting Miracle carry your game, right? Like, that's what Miracle does.
That's what they're trying to do right now for Epileptic Kid as well. Like, how many fights have they been forcing where now he shows up with a nice little chrono, and then he's just right back to his own part of the map every time I see him.
True. Yeah, that's what you want to see for the Faceless Void, and just AFK farming whenever possible. DM's even sort of farming in the same area nearby him, but this could be a big pick.
Look at that angle from Kuro. He wanted the high ground rotation.
Yeah.
And he was right. You should have stuck with your guts, man.
Oh, Kuro.
Oh, you would have had him.
I mean, DM's an okay pickup, and this is like the safer play too. Catch
He
the guy
like
that's down
wants
here.
to die. Look where this guy's standing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because what do they get now? What does this transition into?
It transitions into a Faceless Void going top to farm or kill PA if he can, but Miracle's just blurring his way out of there. Oh, Blur. What a spell.
You love it. It definitely feels like one of the more annoying ones. The angle that they're taking right now with this gank, they might be able to catch the PA, depending on how he walks back. Actually, Miracle's in a ton of trouble here.
Yeah, got the
Save.
LSA.
Oh my god! Oh
the
my
reveal.
God. I can't believe he got out of there. How did that happen? They're gonna get a kill off of this? What? He time walked onto him.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Yeah, you're right. Blur is Blur's insane.
That happens to the best of us. That stinks, man. You make that big rotation and somehow you end up losing somebody.
Well, mind control. Gonna reveal the blink dagger.
Well, that's a vessel. That hurts.
Walk right on into him. Chrono, it catches on to Kuro on the backside of it as well. And he is going to be chased down and killed off. Chrono.
Chrono them, Kuro.
Ah, it could have been good.
Delay their farming.
Oh, the turnaround as VIRTUS Pro able to pick up a couple of picks here and there. They need to transition it into some objectives next, it feels like.
How about a courier? That's not bad. But yeah, they have the mech on GM, so I fully expect them to want to walk up to a building right now. Although controlling the bounty runes is obviously just as good at the moment.
In the meantime, Weeha able to pick up some bounty runes of his own. Still trying to work towards that orchid for himself as GH. Doing the classic move here. Hide in the trees, push out these side lanes. Don't make it easy for VIRTUS Pro to take objectives.
Vintage GH.
Right now playing just outside of range of that observer ward up on the high ground, but the rest of Nigma's
Kuro's
moving
coming.
in.
He wants that empower. He's like, where's
Wait.
that mech?
Oh, they just dropped a sentry though. He's in range. They see him. Okay. Jump forward. Good stun. Mind control with the quick fingers. And then afterwards, they're going to drop the Will-O-Wisp. Need to find their way out of here. Pull back in onto one. Weeha down to very low mana. The
Kuro's
stun
waiting for
pulls
the
them back in
RP.
again.
Yeah, he can't throw it. He's still worried. Now they just get the freezing field instead.
Okay.
Kuro's holding their ultimate hostage.
Epileptic Kid still punching away at that tier 2. He's not in the forefront of this one. Miracle under control. RP who canceled. No, he didn't use it. He ends up stealing the other one. Miracle is going to be brought down, and with the RP still available, they're going to chase down Weeha and get that catch. Kuro, though, going with the freezing field, trying to bring them all down. He takes down 2. Weeha still chased, but with the BKB already popped, they have to be a little bit careful. Mind control throws out another stun. Will get taken down by save. And so the final tally is going to be a 2 for 3.
And a top tower taken as well through it all that. That was most damage in that fight from Nigma did come from Kuro thanks to that stolen freezing field. But good patience there from VIRTUS Pro. They didn't force anything. You know, they really respected the fact that, yeah, it's just like a support Rubik with no items, but still, you know how badly that can turn if you think this RP is going to secure everything for you. I feel like this this DM build is just way too scary. The fact that he has this mech and this cloak and he's just walking at them, they don't really have the damage for now. Since this is a like non-empowered PA, right? She doesn't have a minus armor. She doesn't have a literal empower. I don't even think she's a medallion on their team, right? So she's kind of got nothing to work with.
And that's going to need to be the thing that changes eventually, is getting more farm on this hero. Hypothetically later on, like you're talking about, stealing empower for Kuro. But at least at this point, I'd be a little bit concerned about her prospects. I guess maybe when she has Deso, then she can start like blowing up Save, but Save still has like the Yules and everything. Yeah, this is gonna be not a particular easy game for the PA.
Seems like a really hard game for Weeha right now. Like, he's not really top of the charts, and he's going into that Orchid first, so it's purely a battle of, like, faster fingers. If he doesn't have the vision or he gets fogged or something when he goes for a jumping onto the Lina, he could just die, right? If you get Yules up once a Storm versus this team, you should most certainly be dead.
push forward towards the mid lane now. VP have themselves a nice and slightly comfy lead here at 4,000 gold. Could be thinking about moving towards a Roche soon if they win a big fight, considering they've got just so much overwhelming damage and this sort of medallion on Invoker along the way as well makes things a little bit easier.
Yeah, he's going for this Alacrity, Solar Crest with the Spirit Vessel along the way build. It's the way to go for current Invoker players. And you got to think that Nigma have a likewise mindset, though. With the Storm Spirit, you know, they would love to have that H to try and get Weehawk back into this one. They're just kind of surrounding themselves up top here with GH, maybe hoping that that's going to give them the fight they need.
Epileptic Kid going to be the first one to walk forward here. Miracle TPing away with Blur active, and the rest are going to group back together again as they do not connect onto any of these heroes. We had just now completing that Orchid. Has a DD rune bottled as well, and they're waiting right now for somebody to show on this lane. This is an interesting decision here. Is they're going to pop the D? This seems kind of crazy to me if they go for this.
I mean, they're just nowhere in the vicinity either. And they're just smoking their way through. Save's going to catch the wave.
Yeah.
So now they're forced to jump out and kill this wave with the storm, I think, right? You don't want to just give up this tower for free. And so Weehaw's going to poke his head out. Doesn't go for it, though. And now they're in the Roach pit instead.
Okay. Well, this looks pretty good for VP. How much? Oh, he's TPing
They're
back
smoking.
towards mid.
They're coming with the Will-O-Wisp.
They're moving over that direction. Roche down to about a quarter HP left. If they can get that Will-O-Wisp down, it'd be really good. Mind Control thinking about blinking in. Do they realize it's happening? They throw down that veil right at the start. Only Epileptic Kid is in there, and they just get the Aegis. And now chasing forward for more. They got him caught. RP used only onto one. Pulls it back in a little bit closer. Kuro is going to fall. They take down both. Easy peasy.
He's like, I can't RP if the Rubik's there anyway. I might as well just RP the Rubik. That's pretty much the mindset, right? Take your free kill. And now, at least, you know, good news. It's past 20 minutes for Nigma, because right now it looks like it could be a pretty easy tier 2 take for Virtus Pro if they want to move into one of these lanes. So, at the very least, they will get to control their outpost for the second XP bonus.
Very necessary.
And, yeah, they still have Chrono since that wasn't a real fight.
Oh, no. Careful. Oh, no. They're not even going to have to use it.
Nope.
They got him chased down. Dash going to connect. Miracle trying to back away from there. TP's out. Do they have to use it? Skewer breaks it. And they're trying to jump over to GH, but the Yule Scepter lift up and save there afterwards. They take down GH. Miracle hoping to make something happen, but they disarm and they just beat the crap out of him.
That was one of the longest kills I have seen in a while. That started at 35 seconds and it took them until 58.
This is, I mean, when you're surrounded by 5, it's eventually going to happen. They saved the Chrono. That's like pretty clutch, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's very annoying. Because now there's no way you want to come contest this, right? Even though like you're still holding Will-O-Wisp and everything. Well, at least Weehaw's getting a trade up here.
Yeah. True. Gets the last hit on the tower. Gonna be able to push this next wave as well while they're trying to, on VP, finish off this bottom tier 2 and turn that into an outpost. Likewise, I would imagine Nigma take their outpost away. At least just for a little bit of vision, forcing them to make that move if they want to claim it. Yeah, Kuro's gonna go over there and get it. So, trading the map.
It's crazy how much this game just seemed to fall into the favor of Virtus Pro after like 2 bad fights really from Nigma. Like the first one where they tried to go for the mid tower. And then the other fight, like kind of before our Roshing in like the top part of the map. Even though they didn't lose the fight that badly, they had lost the bounty runes, they'd lost some territory. They're not really getting the farm on the PA while the Void's just hitting creeps the entire time. Now it's built itself into a 6k lead for them. And it is a Phantom Assassin lineup, so there's definitely chances for a comeback here. It's just finding that space for Miracle is going to be the real problem.
And
Look at them lurking.
yeah, they're just waiting for their opportunity here.
They do not have the best rat heroes either, right? I mean, GH sure, but in terms of cores, there's no like Puck or something. It's if Storm's showing on the lane up top, usually it means that he takes so long to actually be active again in a team fight, right?
Yeah, it's true. And I think that like it's not a threat of a rat either. It's like a okay, we're gonna not lose the game right now type of hero. That's really what it feels like for Nigma, but it's to what end, really? You know, it like they're already chasing down where they know Miracle's gonna be.
Yeah,
like,
they have the ward too. That's
oh my god, they see him. They know.
Yeah. He was blurred even, and they still found him.
God. Well, they got Chrono again. Miracle gonna be chased. They see him. This is really, really unfortunate. And this is your win condition here. This is who's supposed to be taking the game for you.
Yeah, VP are just, yeah, they're playing so well. Great identification of how Nigma came back into this game and just totally shutting down that as an option. Let's flex a little.
Sorry, guys. I gotta give my massive brain a break. Just give me a moment here.
It's actually not loud.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why Dota's so difficult.
Look at that. The net worth swing, or rather, the growth that they've had of it.
The lack of swing.
Yeah, it's just gone one way. It's all see, no saw. He's gonna come back into the game now. A 4-man smoke up. They're gonna hope to make something happen up top. If they could catch GPK, that'd be good. But he's already ghost walking away. It feels like they know this is happening. They might have spotted him on this ward or something. Tough to tell.
PKBs are kind of promising, right? I mean, if they can get there, it doesn't really feel that good when you have to stack them like this because your game's in this sort of a,
Oh my god,
you know,
have they
a
been
state,
waiting
I suppose. Oh no.
this whole time?
No, DK's here. This is the turnaround.
He got his silence off.
Rick,
That might be enough to
turn it.
save him. The turn. Oh my god, you're right. Able to make it happen. Will he die though? Oh my god, GPK got him in the disarm. And now the walk away. He doesn't have Ghost Walk for another little bit. He's in a little bit of trouble, but Epileptic Kid is here now as well. GPK trying to live. The Will-O-Wisp knocks to the connect. The stun is there, but he gets healed back up. The mech is there from the mag, and Kuro just doesn't have strong enough right click. Does finally bring him down with that Dragon Slave as Kuro goes for the jump away, gets gashed in the face. So there is a little bit of a trade-off. You know, I almost wonder if you're like, okay, we'll take that as Nigma. Like, it sucks that Weehaw died first, but they got a couple kills.
As long as Miracle's hitting the creep waves bottom like he was, then yeah, you'll take that for sure. I consider that quite good. Now Ilias is actually pinging the bounty runes. He's saying, hey, do you think we can gank on the bounty rune bottom? Anyone want to go? We have Chrono. Looks like they might want to take the tier 2 instead, though.
When was the last Chrono? Feels like it's been a little while.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they haven't needed it for the 2 pickoffs onto Miracle, right?
Yeah.
There's been Yules' LSA into the full-on beatdown. BH cutting the waves up top, though, denying an opportunity to perhaps pressure that tier 2, and likewise in the mid, another zip through.
Love to see it. The classic way to hold on this game, and it's probably going to be a little while before they can comfortably just go high ground. Maybe like the next catapult wave or something is when they're going to have to go. They do have one now.
It's 2.5 till Roche, and then it's also the next outpost timing as well. Plus, the neutral items are coming up soon, so there's really no point going too aggressive right now for Virtus Pro. You're controlling the map, and there's a lot of prizes that are about to come out on the map, so you don't want to, like, you know, stifle your own game by trying to push too deep. Just play it cool. Make a couple stacks right now. Farm them at 27. Take both outposts back. Wait for Roche.
I gotta say,
Low chart Dota.
Save's game has been really impressive.
Yeah.
I think this guy's been playing amazing Dota right now, catching up with his Invoker, and it doesn't feel like he's sort of been doing this to the detriment of the rest of his cores necessarily, as he takes a last hit away from Epileptic Kid. But that's the way of it. Behind Mind Control playing down bottom, hoping to find somebody to pick off as the smoke is going to go mid. This is going to be DM. It's sort of alone down here bottom, and I think they're going to try and go for this kill. Does have GG boots, but they're on cooldown. Oh my god, DM.
Ooh.
Are you freaking kidding me? Dude, how?
That's a bit rough.
Just fine.
Oh, I love
no.
that kid.
Oh. Dude, if he would have just jumped right there and caught him, can you imagine?
Well, imagine if they had like a ward or something up there, which wouldn't even be that ridiculous considering the state of this game. That would have been a great chrono.
Alright, 10,000 gold lead. As you said, getting closer and closer to that next Roche respawn, which feels like it's going to be a signal to go. as Paladin Sword gets found. Got ourselves a little Craggy Coat action as well. We need some good neutral items if Nigma want a chance here, but
Kuro's in so deep just trying to farm neutrals, it feels like. And I think GH is just feeding. I think he was actually supposed to just stand here in case they were smoking a Miracle and make sure he gets out.
makes sense. Actually feeding in a good way. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, yeah, like basically I'm pretty much guaranteed to die right now, and he knows it. Like, I mean, they have PA hitting one camp, Rubik hitting the other. They know what they're after, right? They're trying to get neutrals to try and help themselves in that next fight, because that Roche could be coming up any moment now after the next 5 seconds. So if you're hoping for Nigma, you want a longer Roche time.
Virtus Pro.
2 out of 3, not bad.
They do have Titan Sliver found, but Paladin Sword already up for VP feels quite good. It's Weehaw. Oh, they do have some vision here, and they won't be able to catch him. So, nice ward placement. They are going to immediately take these ones down, it looks like. It's going to be the end of that one, as DD is going to spawn up on the top side of the river as well. It feels like a nice little pickup for one of these heroes.
Yeah, we'll just snag it. Again, not really that necessary to try and smoke at them right now. If anybody's getting Roche besides couriers, not really, unless they want like send the Forge Spirit or something.
Yeah, which, I mean, there's probably pretty good play to do
Wow,
that,
they
I would
actually
imagine.
see Miracle without Blur on. He's like,
oh my god. And he has a DD too. Dude, he doesn't even go for the last hit. Let's GPK pick it up. So Epileptic Kid finds himself another pickoff, and now looking for more. Mind Control gets caught by the clumsy net. And when you find one, there's more afterwards. Denies the tower. And it rains, it pours, Trent.
Yeah. It certainly does. Well, that's going to set up for a very easy Roche if they head back for it by the time. I guess technically they'll respawn by then. Maybe they go for one last crazy team fight. Oh, Kuro.
Oh, Sunstrike Laguna Blade catches him out. Dude, the teamwork, the good plays coming through by VP. Save, just hitting them.
Oh, the quick hang charm. Perfect.
Their items have been so good. The hell?
I don't even know who wants that on their team. Mag, probably? There's so many good heroes for that.
So, just for reference sake, Virtus Pro got Paladin Sword, Titan Sliver, Quickening Charm. And Enigma get like Craggy Coat, Greater Fairy Fire, Enchanted Quiver. What the hell? Now they're gonna get him. GH. They get punched down, caught by the LSA, and then killed off.
That was a ping from GPK.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Sorry.
I will commit this to memory.
Now, Virtus Pro going to take this Roche, and it is so difficult for Nigma to try and do anything here.
The worst part was that the timing was right as the outposts were happening anyway, and they couldn't fight it. So they still didn't feel confident enough to like go and steal one back or something as Nigma.
They're gonna get this one here, but this feels like it's more of the same. Like desperation mode, Weeha's gonna need to like sort of zip out to take creep waves away, but they're making this big cross map smoke by VP. See if they can find anybody.
Just a very smothering game from Virtus Pro. I feel like every time I look at them, they're just running as this big ball of 4 heroes while the Faceless Void just hits creeps, and they've just gotten so many kills that it's not like it's hurting them.
Yeah, they've connected on him, and I think the thing that stands out to me the most about this VP game is showing that, like, you know, it's feeling like veteran experience amongst this roster. They've been together for a while now, and like knowing how many resources they need to commit to these fights. Early on, it was like the solo RPs for Mag to kill Kuro, and now in the late game, it's like saving that Chronosphere for Miracle when they need it. Save gonna get jumped on, but the turnaround immediately comes out. Elias is there with the extra AoE damage. Kuro tries to save the day, but it's not gonna be good enough. They took down both cores already, chased down for more as they are gonna beat the crap out of Mind Control and take his life as well.
All right, that freezing field actually cleaned up right there. That was like over 600 damage on both of them from the CM. I don't usually value that ulti that high.
Unreal. Man, VP they were so ready. It looked like a great initiation, and then it just wasn't. And now, taking this tier 3 tower down, Virtus Pro, undeniable in this game as they're going to find themselves another pulls him out of that Sunstrike actually, but GH eventually is going to get beaten to death here. Let the jump in, trying to find themselves a kill on a GPK. Can they make it happen? Weehaw hops that BKB, but there's the cheese from GPK, which keeps him alive. Now jumping for more, finds Kuro again. Godlike Epileptic Kid, 9, 0, and 12 on this Void.
They might keep a Rax here. Yeah, I don't think they're going to get them all. They should be able to spam them off here.
God, he hits so fast.
Oh, maybe not.
Epileptic Kid. Alacrity, Solar Crest, absolutely everything given over to this man.
Man, back door, hello? All right, there it is.
Well, there's the Alacrity. I think he still takes it. I think he goes through back door here.
I think he wants them to fight him because he has Aegis and Chrono. He's like, sure.
Let's go, everybody.
Someone empower me again. I'm going for this thing.
Yeah, back door's off again now with the creep wave coming in. Jump forward. Ooh, good blink away by GH. They try and stun. You have to kill him without committing too much, though. That Aegis is still in hand. They're going to head down bottom next. Good crit there. Alacrity again in use, still holding on to that Satanic. Elbow blink away. And Mind Control finds the stun. Epileptic Kid jumped on. Can they find the finish? They're not going to get him. Time walks off a lot of that damage. Still has Satanic, going to pop it. And you got to deal with him again. Now also has backtracked because that seems fair. Jump in. Chrono
nice.
catches on to 3. Epileptic Kid stolen Chrono. Is it going to matter though? They don't have the damage there for the follow-up. Unbelievable performance here from VIRTUS Pro as they're going to take another set of racks and surely more at this point with 3 dead for so long, no buybacks. They are looking to close this one out.
This is just a clean game of execution, really putting on a clinic right now from VIRTUS Pro. And they look like the dominant team that you're expecting to just outclass their opponents.
One more jump in, trying to bring down DM. If they can hold off, RP's going to be used, though. They can't take him down. They're going to kill the Storm. Everybody dead. VIRTUS Pro undeniable.
I mean, they were on a bit of a knife's edge with this lineup with the reliance on these initiations from the DK and the Storm, and of course they wanted to snowball the game a little bit, but you can see how they had low cooldowns. Like, you can understand what the game plan was. Like, if they can dodge and force good fights and good pickoffs of their heroes outside of chrono timings and RP timings, had they garnered a bit of a lead, you can see how that can lead to a good victory for them. But that is obviously not the way things went down. They didn't find those good pickoffs, and the defensive big ultis from the side of VIRTUS Pro were just way too much for them to handle.
Yeah, it was really impressive. And sometimes just holding on to those ultis is what sort of spelled the difference. To me, I think that about these heroes sometimes is the amount of time that your spells are off cooldown is going to be an indication of how likely you are to win. And VIRTUS Pro just played absolutely fabulous Dota. I mean, just real quickly before we go to the break, any thoughts about what you need to do differently going into game number 2? Do you just completely blow up the draft for Nigma, or do you think that there were other issues? The draft wasn't really an issue.
I mean, I think it's a harder draft to execute in some ways. You're picking heroes without their specific partners. Sure, you have Caudle and Storm, which is a well-known duo, but the PA doesn't really have the typical help that she's looking for. Whereas the Void, this guy just got out of control because he's empowered the entire way through. We obviously know how valuable that is. So it's a harder game to execute, but it's Nigma. I would believe in them again if they went for a draft like this, because I know they can't hit that snowball timing with all the pickoffs, but they just got outplayed by VIRTUS Pro. Simple as that.
Outplayed by VIRTUS Pro. Well, we're going to have to see what the panel thinks. But first, going to head back to a quick break. Get ready for game number 2.
EGB, your esports betting world. The only place to find the widest choice of popular games and matches to win real money. Choose your bet on a single event or express of several matches with dizzy odds. Serving the market for 7 years with over 800,000 users. Join now to get your bonus for the first deposit up to $600. EGB, you know for sure who's gonna win. EGB, your esports betting world. The only place to find the widest choice of popular games and matches to win real money. Choose your bet on a single event or express of several matches with dizzy odds. Serving the market for 7 years with over 800,000 users. Join now to get your bonus for the first deposit up to $600. EGB, you know for sure who's gonna win.
Welcome back to the Epic League, and now I'm not sure if you at home have noticed this, but this is like a Wild West themed event, right? So, I mean, Nomad was wearing the cowboy hats, it's been same partner. We haven't gotten into the theme so much, but I gotta say that was like it was like a classic showdown. You know, you had the Magnus and the Rubik. You know, they were high noon, hands on the holsters. And then, pow, Magnus shoots first. He couldn't react. Rubik, bam, in the face. Faceless Void the whole time. Finger ready on the trigger, literally did not even touch his gun. He just slapped everyone in the face. Did not touch his gun a single time. Chrono was off cooldown. And then, off in the corner, Weeha accidentally taps it, shoots himself in the face. He's down for the count.
Oh, Jesus.
It was straight out of a movie, and at this point I'm convinced VP have got this whole team thing on lock. You know, first few games I was like, I mean, have they been tested yet? This was pure bliss to watch them play together, and T Governor, you gotta give your hats off to them.
No, for sure, 100%. Like, I really wanted to see Nigma be able to execute this type of lineup, because it has the philosophies of how to beat like the cooldowns and that kind of, not greedy, but like the more scaling lineups, right? But the way in which Nigma played it, just they fell into the trap that VP was setting, right? It's the over aggression. You know, we are happily zipping into just imminent death, and then VP, like, as much as you want to maybe like meme and Weeha there, VP are just always in the correct position just to punish it, right? Like, if that zip, imagine the tier 1 tower, right? He zips in, but he zips into an LSA, then a frostbite, and he instantly gets blown up by the support duo, right? Like, imagine if he was like a second later, or he doesn't get hit by the LSA, that could arguably be a completely different fight. But the way in which VP played together and just itemize and just use every spell, it's always on that high level team pressure, and it completely dismantles an over aggressive lineup that isn't like running at 110%. Enigma, they just weren't.
From the beginning to the end, really, like the way they played their lanes, like, I wasn't a huge believer in this new VP squad for a really long time, even when they were Prodigy, even though they did show up in a couple of tournaments in a good light. Like, it wasn't really, not everything was there, but with GPK and with these rotations that I'm seeing early game from Ilias, I'm like, all right, this is looking awesome. Like that Crystal Maiden rotating bottom, taking the first kill on Miracle. And yeah, Weave was a little bit over aggressive. But the thing is, like, even if he doesn't die, he's hurting himself most of the time with that over aggression, because he's lacking farm, right? He's not using that time to farm. He's just trying to create space. And that space wasn't enough for Miracle this game, because he was being caught all the time. They were catching him, they were reading his movements. The way they defend the split pushes and also catch Miracle, it was like send one hero back, smoke as 4, catch Miracle. These moves are on point from VP.
5 seconds remaining.
100%. But going into this game now, bans from Nigma, they ban out the Tiny, they let the Viper through, and they ban out the Void instead, giving away the Magnus. So kind of the expected draft, especially when you push that Void up into the 2 bans. VP then go for the Lina. Yeah, very strong for them. Like, the fact that Save is playing so well on Tiny and Lina, and then of course you can put the Lina on GPK as well. Like, it's hard to look at any unless VP do something really left field. It's hard to ever look at their draft right now and go, there's a weakness here. Just because at the level that they're playing, it bridges any issues that you might see in a draft.
There's still so many heroes that are really good and so many good combos left in the pool. If they want to go for those, you have the Slardar plus any carry really that's still in for Nigma if they want to pick it up. But besides that, Vengeful is still in the pool. You have the Spectre still in the pool. There's a lot of stuff still on the table, but whatever you pick, you have to remind yourself they have a Magnus again, and we better make sure that our carry can keep up with the pace of that Magnus +1, because that PA definitely couldn't.
It'll be interesting to see if Nigma take a leaf out of like OG's book in regards to, like, for example, the Alchemist. I think that's a hero that does very well against the empowered core. But again, it's like, do they have the practice with said hero? It's very hard to just whip out of nowhere. You go for a Timbersaw? Okay. Mind Control has been popping on this hero, to be fair.
Yeah, one of his most played heroes thus far. In terms of hero versatility, I know, Lizard, you were kind of skeptical on the Crystal Maiden. It is an Ilias comfort hero, but after seeing it there, what kind of exceeded expectations for you, even beyond the first rotation? Or was it just that? Was it just Ilias being good on any hero and just knowing the movements?
It was just like throughout the game, Crystal Maiden was fine, but those first early rotations is what really sealed the deal for me. You can't really ask way too much from position 5 Crystal Maiden. He doesn't get a lot of space, a lot of farm. He was on point with his movements. Like, we can go and talk about wards now as well, but it's...
Don't get me started, Lizard. You know I will.
Yeah,
I know.
It's not about that. It's like, it's just these rotations early on, the way he made the hero work in the laning stage as well. It didn't really falter. They didn't lose the lane, so it was pretty solid. Timber, however, like you said, Mind Control loves to play it a lot. We loves to play it a lot as well. And this is like, when I'm thinking about Nigma, this is what I'm thinking about. You know, I don't want to see Storm Spirit. I want to see these Bat Riders, these Timbersaws, these Vipers, these heroes that are, well, Bat and Viper banned out.
The Meepos, perhaps?
Lizard, are you trying to allude to the point?
Maybe.
Less flash. Reliable.
Not necessarily less flashy. Heroes that just destroy your will to play this game in the lane stage. You know, like Viper hitting you for those 5 stacks, you're like, I guess I'll die. Bat Rider taking those 5 stacks on your sticky napalm, and you're like, you can't even turn. It's these kind of things, the kind of things that are really difficult to answer, or they force you to answer, which is why Timbersaw is a good pickup in the first stage.
Those heroes that can suffocate. Yo, I feel you. It definitely seems like Weehaw needs that early advantage to really like leverage things, because so far the comeback thing has not been panning out as much. You know, I'm on board with that idea, but I'm also looking forward to seeing Mind Control also have a little bit more to play with as well. So would not be at all objected to see this Timbersaw get a little bit more farm priority and a little bit more, I don't know, privilege in this game than Mind Control's been getting in previous games.
Key thing here is, though, when you have Undying Timbersaw as your opening duo, it unlocks your carry to be a little bit more aggressive, but also your position 4 to be potentially greedier or even much more map present, right? And they go for a Phoenix, which I was expecting maybe more of a active 4 position that wants to go gank and be, you know, inside the early engagements. But I guess Phoenix can do the same to some degree. But yeah, like, sorry.
It's a very hard Phoenix game already. Like, when you're looking at these 3 heroes, you're playing, first and foremost, you're playing Phoenix into Alina, which isn't necessarily always easy because she has high range and high attack speed. She can deal with an egg early on alone. And then you combo that with the fact that these 2 heroes on your side have 0 disables. Like, you're playing with 3 heroes, 2 supports and an offlane, and no one is bringing a stun to the table. That's what's problematic. They desperately need that. Or maybe even something like a Sven from a position 1 is something that I wouldn't mind at all.
Rubik is still available. You saw how much of an issue that was for DM's Mag, so Nigma could go back for that for Kuro.
Undying and Phoenix most likely.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't think they'll go back for that, because Phoenix can be a core, but still you want to play you want to play Undying on that 5.
Yeah. Again, Nigma, they have the last pick in the draft, so they're setting themselves up to give Miracle this, you know, the perfect pick, even though, you know, last game it didn't work out too well. The difference here is they just have a way to play out the lanes a little bit more comfortably. I'm still concerned about how the Phoenix is going to enter the game. He's going to have lane presence, but is he going to rotate on mid? Like, that doesn't really happen too much as a Phoenix, and especially when VP know that's coming, they're going to be able to pick up a mid that can deal with that. Oh, okay, we got an Ursa pick. That's a new hero, kinda. Nigma did highlight this hero, you know, a couple games ago, series ago, but VP take a page out of their book and go for it themselves. All right.
So you have to send one of these melee heroes mid. Probably, right? I mean, like Timbersaw or Void have to go mid, and that's probably where Ursa's gonna follow them, right?
Well,
disagree.
I think Ursa was picked for the safe lane there versus the Timber, right? Like that's why we're picking it. And that does give Nigma an opportunity to put the Void Spirit on the offlane and Timber mid. They can dodge him, but it's still not an easy lane for a Void Spirit. It's a little bit easier. You have multiple ways of getting away from Ursa, or at least containing him, but it's not... The only upside that I see here for Timber is the way Ursa is played right now. Like, Fire Spirits can mess with him quite a bit in the laning stage. And that overpower doesn't really come into effect until later on.
The bans where it feels like this is going to be an Ursa carry, because they're taking away like the big win condition heroes like Miracle might play, and it will cause some type of discomfort towards like a carry Ursa.
10 seconds remaining.
But have we seen Ursa with Magnus actually? Let me see if Nigma run that type of strat, because it's rarely we see Ursa, and when we do, it's normally just by itself. So yeah, so Nigma played it with a Beastmaster, so kind of an indirect accelerant there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what type of items the Battle Fury, the Ursa wants to buy, because of course you won't need to go for a Battle Fury, and just the timing still hit, the Roshan still secure, and the fact that Nigma, they don't really have stuns, right? Ursa will happily run throughout these fights, and I think you're gonna have to try and play on the fact you have a lot of slows with the Phoenix and the Tombstone, but when you have Lina, you got this Witch Doctor as well, they're gonna have to deal with the Tombstones, and I have a couple concerns for Nigma where they're gonna have the same issue. Their early fights are gonna be underwhelming, and it just feels like this Ursa pick is just kind of ticks a lot of boxes. Laning presence and early kind of Roshan potential.
The last pick for the GPK as well. Something to play versus the Void Spirit. They could even go for an Ember or something like that. One of these spirits to play with the Void Spirit and keep up the pace, make space in the mid game. They could go for the... They can't
Snapfire available.
That's also an
like
option.
A casual snap. Imagine that, you yeet in your Ursa to the back. Oh, that just sounds
we
great.
actually haven't seen a single snap today. Like, I forgot about the hero completely, but it's really good here with the Ursa, with the Magnus as well,
Little
and versus the Phoenix. Yep, I like it. I love that. I love that call a lot. I would love that.
I kind of want to see the Snapfire, but I also feel like the Spirits just feel like the safe play, because it just gives them that grounding. Also, kind of play off the Empower if it's the Ember Spirit, but yeah, I kind of feel like the Snap just gives them a bit of spice for the game. Also, it's way more enjoyable to watch, like 20 times more enjoyable.
Yeah, and we won't see it for way too long as well. Like, if you think about the new patch coming and this Sapphire, and it's...
Ooh, all right. No, okay. So it's just most likely Slardar off lane with the mid Magnus. Put my teeth in. All right. Not a Snapfire, unfortunate.
A much stronger lane on the offlane for VIRTUS Pro right now. You have Slard plus Lina, which will be very difficult to deal with for an undying +1. So many stuns coming from these two, so much damage.
You do have two melee strength cores now up against a Timbersaw, though. So are we going to be seeing a lot of musical lanes be happening here?
It depends on how they set it up, right? Because Timbersaw going into the offlane against Ursa has a free time, right? And in the mid game, it doesn't really matter if the Slardar and Mag are countered, because they're all about propping up this Ursa to do more damage. That's what the Slardar picks for, right? Put that amp into play. You have the Empower, because let's say Nigma, they go for like a Terrorblade or something, right? Oh, they go for a Zeus. Wow, this is just no scaling, pure aggression. This is oh my gosh.
It's quite possibly the most opposite hero that you were expecting. You were expecting a Terrorblade.
No, I was expecting like...
They're just messing with us, man. They're just messing with us. Okay, so what do you do in a situation such as this one? I guess we goes for one of those damage builds with Void Spirit, so you have... Yeah, so you actually have some physical coming from the Void Spirit at least, but...
Like Nigma needs to like channel their like TI kind of essence right now to execute this lineup. That's kind of like the feeling I need for them to like win this game, because
you promised me 3 games. You promised me.
I don't know, mate, but like you can't. Okay, let's be honest right now. VP, sure, their lineup looks a lot better, right? And we're probably going to pip them to win because they outplayed them heavily, right? But you got to give credit to Nigma. This patch, the point we're at, the online tournaments, let's all agree, we're kind of a bit bored, right? So I'm happy to see Nigma at least spicing things up and showing us some new things, i.e. not picking a carry, putting Weeha not in the mid lane potentially, having this casual mid Miracle Zeus. I'm excited to see new things. Is it good? We'll see in about 20 minutes.
You can also
20.
find out if you think it's good on egb.com, or you can click the banner below. But I mean, it's please, Nigma, get a win in. Give Lyrical and Trent a third game to cast, but first they got to get through this second game here at the Epic League.
Thank you so much, Neil and Trent. Yeah, panel. This is my favorite part. Is just looking at them come up with like possibilities. It's like, well, at least it's interesting.
Yes.
What the hell, Miracle Zeus?
I mean, it's not like VP picked, like Ursa. I mean, come on, they got a little bit of spice themselves. No, it's true. Nigma definitely a little bit out there. So, all right, we saw them 2 games in a row versus the Alliance, where they kind of crushed with the Undying and the Phoenix duo, right?
Oh.
I don't see how they abused that. All right, we're just brawling. All right, we'll get to that later.
Get in there. Safe's dead. First blood GH. And everybody runs away. All right, go ahead. Keep on talking. I think it's over
walk
now.
into, that was really well done by Nigma to perfectly predict what they were going to do and have all 5 heroes with the Undying. That's just like, the second they saw Kuro, they're like, nope. Zero chance of winning that. But anyway, how do they abuse Sunray and like Soul Rip this game? It's like Timber. That's kind of like, who else wants to even be static, I mean, Zeus is static,
true.
but he's certainly not standing still in the middle of a team fight.
Well, and if there's at least one good thing, it's that like the egg is probably going to get off. It's mainly the Lina that's there to try and save him by taking it down.
And
Ursa
Ursa.
get pushed out. Yeah, I guess that's true too. Ursa, yeah, that's a problem. Good point.
They got issues.
Okay, never mind. Well, and they get 3 bounty runes. All right, GG.
The benefit is that they have you're probably gonna have at least 1 Euls on Weeha, if not more Euls, depending on like the Timber and the Zeus and what they have to do. And so the status resistance won't matter for Epileptic Kid, so maybe you can at least help control him a little bit there during the egg.
Yeah,
Maybe
purge
GH
the
will grab one
overpower.
himself. All right, what?
I said purge the overpower. That sounds
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
good.
exactly. Control on that, and then just have stuns that aren't affected by status resistance. It's such a nice item versus Ursa.
Man, and they were talking about like sort of trying to abuse this this lane here as mind control is going to be playing with Kuro. I was hoping they were going to find a way to go up against one of these strength heroes because they have Decay and Whirling Death in the same lane. If they're going up against strength, it would have been sick.
This is the most classic, like, lack of value, Hey, sure, Decay is still really good, and Timber's still very good versus melee heroes, but when it's not versus strength heroes, it loses a little bit of its luster.
True. It definitely does. And it does mean that if you get over a little bit too close to the trees, like right now sitting on 520 HP, it's not an easy time for Epileptic Kid, for sure.
How did Kuro just get that courier without boots?
Radiant's courier.
Wait, what?
Okay.
He's got both couriers!
And they
Ow!
also lost Weeha. Okay. Okay. Very interesting. I'm not sure how exactly that all went down, but we're just going to move on, Trent. That's fine.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, to be fair. Like, it's a Slider and a Lina. I can see how that happens. I don't know how Undying's killing double couriers with no boots.
Oh, man, just punches hard. He does it. Looking for the double decay, not able to get it. Instead, just throws back another decay onto Epileptic Kid. And they're going to be back to the races yet again. They're going to be able to get out a lot of harassment onto this. I'd love to see a stick come out soon for Ursa. But it's going to be a little bit till that courier's back alive.
Ah ha ha. Ultimate power. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this game. It's gonna be I heavily favor VP as Kuro might go down here. Oh, his own stick's gonna help out. Yeah, but yeah, they just they look like they are crazy hyper aggro, and so if things aren't looking good in like 10 minutes, that's a bit of a problem. Like you need the side lane snowballing, and you need Miracle into a rather quick Aghanims, because I feel like that's gonna be the key to this game.
True. And I know we talked about at the end of last game, like, all right, so what are we going to see going into game number 2 here? And the thing that you always wonder is like, okay, are you feeling confident about your way you're playing, or Or are you just wanting to blow up the draft to do something completely different? It's definitely the latter in this game for Nigma. They've gone for a completely different route. They're even swapping up the roles and where
Well,
people
at the
are playing
same
at.
time, though, it's also an extremely similar draft because they need to hit the same timings that they basically missed last game.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a good point. Those similar ideas of how they want to play the game, I guess.
The more I look at it, the more it looks like one of those like Wings Gaming lineups where they had like the Veno and the Undying, and then you add on like more units, right? We got Tombstone Egg. We're gonna have Nimbus Cloud too.
Yeah.
It might actually be a little bit too overwhelming the team fights for 3 melee cores, if they can get that edge, of course. You know, big if.
If you're the ones getting initiated on and jumped, it's not really going to work out for you that well. Although, really, like, who's their initiation right now? It's basically all Weehaw, right? Like, he's the only, stun.
Maybe Weehaw and probably a Yules from GH2 at some point, which, you know, not exactly the ideal role for a Phoenix, but it's probably going to be necessary. And you're going to be playing around the chaos that is mind control, right? A lot of that's going to be his job, too.
That's true.
Bro has the timing for the rune here, and it's done.
GH takes it out. They're going to try and punch back save, see if they can find that cure. Meaningful hit by the LSA. Tries to beat down save, fairy fire, walk away. LSA. Save, hides in the trees, able to get out of there. Light Striker ain't gonna land there, not quite catching him. Does he have to deny himself? He's got a little bit lower movement speed. His mind control is gonna go down by virtue of Epileptic Kid, and they get out on save.
I was Cask, Maledict, and Ursa. Who cares? You know, that's fine. I'd rather watch Save with the Great Escape.
Well,
Very well done.
They're not snowballing their lanes.
No, that's not looking too good, huh? Timber, the lowest on the cores, not where that guy wants to be. Time to start picking things up here. You know the Lena's not here, so they try and get aggressive onto DM.
Still got Fairy Fire 9 stick charges. Looking pretty fine right now.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a reliable stun versus a 10-second sprint. They don't have a purge either. And Save is back in time for the bounty rune, so it's like nothing even happened. They'll go 3 for 1 as Epileptic Kid goes in deep for one of the dire high ground runes.
Second round of that. Very good start so far from Virtus Pro here. It feels like, at least. And, you know, again, I'm worried about the lack of lockdown and this Ursa being free to do whatever he wants in this game. At the very least, some of these heroes are pretty maneuverable. I guess like Zeus and Undying are probably the 2 targets you could potentially go for on Ursa. A weird one. Miracle's going to be forced back all the way home. Does have Thunder God's Wrath now, though. So if there does look like they have an opening, maybe a chance to find a kill there. Is the Cask, Maledict.
Well, you can get the lucky bounce, too. Epileptic Kid didn't believe. He also doesn't have overpower yet, so... not really worth committing.
Fair.
Invis there, scouted by GA, so Miracle will bottle him up and take it for himself. Unfortunately, not really a hero that can make rotation kills with an Invis.
Another deny comes out there by the mag. Rotation comes back up top again. Save spots them out. Gotta be a little bit wary with that Thunder Gods.
Phase boots for Epileptic Kid. They come right off the courier as Kuro's getting there. Oh, nice job.
High ground. Kuro hits with the Maledict. Is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like it. Gain heal back up and found.
He also did stop the pull. That was his whole point, was coming in to make sure that Ilias wasn't getting the connection there, so... MC a bit more firm.
Upside, they get him. GH, pull back in onto save, tries to get the kill, and Weehaw picks it up. Well played. Will lose his courier for the trouble. That's certainly not the end of the world. He does have level 6 now. So that Astral Step available to the Void Spirit.
Yeah, a lot of one charges here too, but still quite a bit of HP he has to get through, and he's getting feisty with DM. It feels like he's trying to bait him in a little bit.
It's down bottom. Mind Control has this catapult underneath the tower. Does only have 3 points in the armor and actually going to get pummeled a few times here. The chase down is coming. Epileptic Kid wants to get up close and personal, but with Kuro moving in, it looks like it's not going to happen. And in fact, Ilias could be the one that's under a little bit of trouble himself as he jukes back up towards the north side and will eventually fall. So they find themselves another kill, and Epileptic Kid, he doesn't have anything else left in the tank. You're going to be able to force him back.
Yeah, he refreshed the stack, so he still had 6 going on MC, but not enough damage still, as, again, he does not have the overpower. So, good recovery here for MC. right? I mean, sure, he's still bottom of the course, but at least he's not getting totally zoned out like Timbers tend to if they fall a little bit behind at like 3, 4, and 5. Now he's got the level 6 threat. When the Thunder God's Wrath comes back up, that pretty much means no one can be nearby him as Miracle has to go for the emergency invis.
It's nice. Good play there. Just to make sure he gets out. And, you know, don't look now, but Ursa queuing up the Midas. We've seen a lot of Ursas go for, like, the Battle Fury instead. What do you think about the Midas Ursa?
I think attack speed is king this game for sure. And also, there's no scaling on the side of Nigma, so I don't even like Battle Fury. You might need to beat some heroes' scalings and stuff, but I don't think it's a concern in this game.
More of a battle as they kill off that tombstone. Light Strike Ray gonna connect. Save, getting gone on now. Tries to bring down Kuro. It is gonna throw out another Dragon Slave. Pull back in a little bit closer. The RP going to be used, but they have that Sun Ray to heal everybody up.
Kuro wants a little of that action. That might kill him.
Oh my god. Is he in trouble?
They went for Miracle instead.
And they jump in with Epileptic Kid and kill off GH. Okay. Very weird battle there in the mid lane.
Weehaw though, we'll get some before he can pop off the skewer, but that just means he still has it.
Sets up for the skewer underneath the tower. They do manage to find the kill though. So Miracle securing that one. As they trade off both of those heroes, and Epileptic Kid trying to chase down Miracle, now in a lot of trouble. Kuro does not have anything left here to save him. Now the Maledict on the mind control can't quite connect on that LSA. Oh my god,
he's got the tree as well.
He's got the item.
He needs this.
It's over. All right, save. In the meantime, another LSA. 6 charges. Decided to pop. Oh, that was the Timber Saw. Never mind. Yeah, he did pop his. It was on cooldown still. Still, in spite of all that, a slight lead for Virtus Pro.
I would consider that troublesome. Maybe MC can really start to turn it on now. I do think this Ironwood tree is actually kind of insane. That just gave him so much more potential in that engagement of the river, and now they just want to force down this tower, right? Timbersaw, as long as you were tanking a tier 1 by 10 minutes somewhere, your game is salvageable. And so at this point, he's trying to force this out. GH just wants to get level 6. He should be okay getting away from Ilias. Does he have a tome already on the way? No, not yet.
3 points up, and Solrup just gonna sit behind mind control. Yeah, it's looking like they need to. Really
they have Laguna
that tempo
and level 3 Maledict. Beware, MC.
You get dropped real quickly. But Miracle's right behind them, and he has this regen rune as well available. So this could very quickly turn into a ton of damage coming out from that Zeus. They're not
trying to
careful.
get the trades going, right? They've got the catapult hitting up top as VM's just in behind hitting their catapult, but GH is going to make the rotation up, and so despite taking away some of their resources to defend the side lanes, they still guarantee the kill mid. So exactly what Nigma need in a game like this. I do like the fact that BP didn't take that fight though, because I think that would have been bad. And it looks really tempting to take that fight because, as we said, you had level 3 Maledict, you have the Laguna Blade, but if you lose that fight, you actually give Nigma a game. DM, great chase down there to GH.
That was the tome being delivered. He just popped it and then it got level 6, but couldn't pop the supernova in time. And DM going to... Oh, Miracle couldn't get there. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. To get out with a little bit of murder up on the top side. Interesting. I mean, and in the end, you talk about like them not taking that fight for Virtus Pro. They set up for another kill on the other side of the map. Yes, they lose their mid-tier 1 tower, but it's definitely not the end of the world. Like, that's what it feels like Nigma need right now to keep the game even.
Yeah. Kuro does have Arcane's already complete, though, so nice bit of sustain to try and keep them moving, right? Arcane's on Timber, Arcane's on Undying. They actually need that this match with the heroes they have, because they are really mana-starved. And they don't ever want to go back to base, right? That's kind of the dream right now, is they're going to smoke up GH and Miracle. They're actually moving away from the Timber and the Undying, so perhaps an unexpected maneuver here. Also kind of dangerous, though. That's a lot of HP to get through on an Ursa.
See if they can force out the Enrage first. Jumps through, trying to take down that Witch Doctor. Cass bouncing around a few times, does find the kill. Epileptic Kid gets the TP out. And meanwhile, Mind Control is going to die on the other side of the map. So that ends up kind of favoring Virtus Pro, and they're going to trade towers. Or at least come close to it, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Kuro probably made the right call TPing down here. The only downside now is that because they got that pick up top, he's not gonna be here for this defense, and he didn't really like throw down the tombstone bottom or anything. So, looks like VP don't care though. They just want to save their own tower and say, yeah, we'll get ours later. We're more concerned about trading with you guys because we think we're stronger right now. So I don't want to give like a free trade, which also seems pretty good.
True. Again. Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. That one hurts. That one hurts a lot.
How did he get caught? I legit looked away because I thought he just got freehand LSA again.
He did. And I don't even know if they had vision, to be honest. I couldn't quite tell. There wasn't a ward in the area, but they just, I guess, anticipated that he was over there, but the skewer came through. They must have had vision. Great play by Save yet again on this Lina. It's GH going to go for the dive out. Does manage to escape. As you said, working towards that Yules. So yeah, the game kind of resets here, and you gotta feel like that's favoring Virtus Pro right now.
Yeah, they're having some pretty serious Weehaw issues in these early games. And it's okay to go YOLO and aggressive when you're trading and stuff and getting kills, but 2 in a row now is kind of brutal. 1-3-3 at this point. And, I mean, he's basically down there with the support Lina right now. That was from Safe Lane Farm. Sure, it was a tough lane, but yeah, they are losing out on a lot of turf right now. GH has this egg, but they can't really make the fight happen, so he's just going to watch the tower fall. They'll get the trade down bottom, which I guess by our current measurement is kind of okay, because we don't really think they can team fight. But what's going to happen when the Roche starts being forced by Virtus Pro?
True. Yeah, I think that the team fight potential there, it's going to depend a lot upon Zeus getting into a couple of these items, and Miracle's not actually going for an Aghanims. He's gone triple null into Boots of Travel, and then Aether for Blink is what's queued up next.
Okay.
So I guess much more of like an active split pushing type of build, I guess it feels like.
The best thing about the Blink is that it should help with his positioning for the static field, because they need as much damage they can get in these engagements. Without a real scaling carry, that's like the best thing they're going to have going for them.
Lase connects, in trouble. Laguna Blade afterwards just eviscerated as Kuro wants to chase down and kill Ilias here.
You can't
has
even
the
egg
heal
this.
going the whole time. Light Strike, are you going to land afterwards? Weehaw forced to use the Dissimilate. Kuro's still backing out of there. The egg is going to be popped. And, well, they get the stun off. DM, as they want to chase down Weehaw. Another connection, just barely on the edge.
Epilepsy was chasing Kuro that whole time and just killed him.
And then they blink forward and take down another kill with GPK. Dude, these LSAs have been on point by Save.
Yeah, Save's been nuts this series. And what I love about the build from DM is that he didn't rush into the blink, because the first goal of an Ursa line is always going to be Roach, right? So by getting this hood, you know the entirety of Nigma's magic damage this game, and you know you're going to be fighting in the river. So he maxes out the Guardian Sprint. You cannot contest the slider in a case like this.
Dude, another
Get him out of here.
Dude, another one. They keep hitting him. He just keeps getting them. That was nuts. As Miracle is going to be chased down. This guy doesn't have a way out of here. The heals are trying to come out, but it's not going to happen. Weehaw trying to bring down Save. Can they even kill him? No! They're not going to be able to.
He went for the in and out. He still has one more charge left. That's like the classic desperation. The only way back in this game is kill bounties.
I don't know. I feel like Virtus Pro is just playing on another level right now. Like, they are playing ridiculously good Dota, and a lot of it behind this Lina is, well, they're gonna just solo RP there. Don't quite manage to get the catch onto Mind Control, but he will be found, he will be punished. Absolute destruction here at a 10,000 gold lead at 16 minutes. What in the hell?
Yeah, I don't even know where I would place this right now. I don't have my Dota Plus hotkeyed. Sorry, 1 second.
You want to take a guess?
2%?
No, we're at 10%. We're at 10%.
Oh, that's not that
Yeah.
bad.
Oh.
Inaccurate, but not that bad.
Yeah. I mean, some of this, to me, the thing that's most interesting about this is, well, I think Miracle's dead again. It just feels like Virtus Pro knows exactly what Nigma want to do at all times. That's what it feels like. They're just like in their heads. You know? Like every move like that. How many times has Miracle been caught just like pushing out a side lane? Immediately as well.
Yeah, it legit looks like they have like bird eye view like we have. You know what I mean? It's just every single time they're just getting the perfect grabs. But it's just it's the way that they're placing these other wards, right? Like, look where their vision is everywhere else on the map. Deep wards up top, guarding their own jungle up top. They're pushing waves out, and so they're just process of elimination, pretty much just saying like, okay, well, someone wants to come and push this out.
Right. Yeah, and for Nigma at least, it's like who's the real carry in this game? I mean, the reality is that they don't really have one, but they kind of, I don't know. It feels very unfortunate right now, the way that this game has worked out for them, and Nigma sort of the architects the own destruction as Mind Control gets bashed mid Timber Chain, and it happens so quickly. He's not tanky enough. It's destroyed.
I mean, it comes back to the Sunray and Solrith. Like, this is a broken support duo when you have things to use it on, but like, Timber's not that hero.
Right.
And even if Timber is that hero, it shouldn't be your only hero. So it's like, I feel like the support duo just doesn't do anything besides Tombstone and Egg. And when you're this far behind, Tombstone and Egg are not going to save team fights.
Right. What's like, and the other thing too is that for some of these heroes, like if Miracle gets jumped on, okay, Sunray him, you soul rip him, he's getting healed up, amazing. They don't have a way to separate from them, right? Like Ursa just stays on Miracle. What stops that from happening? There really isn't anything. Unless Weeha's like sort of hugging Miracle's booty along the way, which, I mean, even that's not going to work.
Their only hope.
All right, they got Ilias though. They got Ilias.
Yeah, there it is. Now imagine if they made a comeback in this game.
I thought you were going to say, imagine if they tipped him. That would have been the best tip.
That also would have been the best tip. That's true. Okay, so how can you do it as Nigma? It quite literally has to be like 20 pickoffs with no one dying. Would that bring them back? Probably.
The first step to achieving a goal is knowing what it is, Trent.
And the best time to draft better heroes was yesterday. The second best time is today.
I like it.
I don't think that one really applies, though.
Well, the pressure is continuing to be applied. They have a minute left until Aegis is going to be reclaimed. See what they want to try and accomplish with that. They weren't able to get an outpost at least before the 20-minute mark. That's something.
Nice. Silver linings.
There you go. And the game is kind of slowed down now as Nigma are trying to pick up this next set of items. It feels like they're kind of comfortable just like AFKing for a little while on VP. It may be just waiting for that next tier of items, right? Blink Dagger's coming out soon on Slardar.
There's no point rushing things with their heroes, right? The Aegis is about to expire, so it's actually kind of a bad time to fight. Then again, I don't think it's going to matter. Well, there we go. All right, Blink for Miracle. Maybe he can, well, you know,
Blink,
aim, do the Miracle thing. That is what they need.
Need it big ways. Again, cutting waves.
All right, GBK's thinking about a date list. That's the state we're in.
Oh, really? Okay. How much fun can I have this game? That's what it feels like a little bit.
I don't need a BKB.
Right.
Guys, it's fine.
Got this.
Let me just two-shot this Zeus.
DM sees 3 heroes, decides, I'm going in, everybody. Get in here with me. UPK following up afterwards. They take down the Tombstone. DM is dead. Are they overextending? Doesn't matter. Laguna Blade not going to take down Mind Control.
He bought a BKB, you coward.
A hope, a dream.
Good choice, GBK. Good choice, buddy.
They lost.
You did the right thing.
That's where it starts. This is where it starts right here. Comeback train. Choo choo. Get on it, Trent.
Yeah, 450 gold for Miracle. Fortunately, there is still a 10-second BKB on this Ursa as well, so they're going to need a lot more of those from the side of Nigma to bring this back. I really hope they do. It would be a crazy comeback if you managed to pull something like this back with the heroes they have.
Yeah, and we get a third game, too.
But unfortunately, BKB nullifies their 3 cores.
Right. Yeah, that's really the thing that we've sort of been beating around the bush about this whole time is, you know, if it doesn't happen early, these BKBs come out and the game is so difficult. You do have one way at least to kind of counter it with like the Yules into Aether Remnant to some extent, but I don't know. It's going to be tough.
No, you can BKB that now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Trent, you're so smart.
Original Void Spirit you couldn't, but they've since patched that.
I'm still 2 patches ago, man. I just want the new one. Can't handle it. All right, so no, never mind then. Yeah,
Yeah,
mega
so
dead.
don't do that. Yeah.
Oh god. All right, what else do we have?
Not dying, and they're doing that. That is, I mean, they're stabilizing at a 12k deficit. That's kind of okay for now. If they can perhaps
Crow.
get something out of Crow's depth here. Crow's ready for the smoke pop.
Crow's in there. They're ready.
Crow's depth,
Save.
he's still doing all right.
This is good. This is pretty good for Nigma. VP, do they decide to back out now? They're going to buy back actually
Oh, that's a
Lena,
good one.
so they want to go to try and take this. Okay. Well, Witch Doctor ulti going to be popped for this one. And with that buyback, are they getting a little bit too fanciful here by VP? A little bit too ahead of themselves.
No, they got the Phoenix too, so it's kind of okay.
Okay.
They're gonna transition that into a tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. Be able to take back their outpost.
They did it. That's what's important. Roche, we're going to know about the timing in just a little bit. That's the other worry, right? Is like, there really isn't a way that Nigma can ever take Roche this game, it feels like. Like, they don't right-click. This is not something they do.
Yeah, Roche is not an option for them. Man, this is a wild draft.
Yeah.
Like, truly.
Like, they do not take Roche. They don't push towers. They don't really have stuns to team fight. Like, it's kind of insane. Weeha, gonna jump away there. And it's gonna drop the remnants behind as he wants to team
Wow,
away from
GM
that.
has a blink. This isn't that easy to get out of.
Oh no, Weeha caught again. Dissimulate, but he's gonna keep. Wait, where'd he go?
Hey, they have vision anyway, so
Yeah.
there's like, what can you do, right?
I think he dissimulated like out of the map. He tried to get out of there. He's up so high.
Well, then you can do it on like the top right one, and then it'll always drop you like down below, but at least they won't have vision of it. So it gives you like a blind 50-50, but they have growth pace, so it's never gonna be blind.
Maybe you can just stay out of the game. It's 25 minutes now as the next round of bounty runes going to be picked up.
And they head both. All right, yeah, never mind. I was gonna say they head both outposts, but it's only 25, not 30. So they'll probably continue to try and hold those as we have a minute and a half till the next Roche. So pretty long spawn there, almost max timer, in fact.
It feels like it needs to be sort of a contest for Roche by Nigma
At
winning
the
that team
last second.
fight. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I guess that you could like drop the tree inside the Roche pit and try and timber chain to it and steal it. That could be the way to do it, maybe.
Well, I mean, they have like dive and egg, but I guess MC is probably the most survivable. True. Over the multi-plate mail strat, we'll see how it works out. That's a big old clump of EP heroes.
Oh
Jumps
my
into the
God.
smoke.
Oh no! Yep, that's a bad one. That's a bad one.
Oh man, they put the new batteries and the smoke detectors on that one. That was instantaneous. Hello? Were you planning an aggressive maneuver?
Safety first. Jeez.
That's a fat finger.
Oh no, guys. Oh no.
Phoenix is missing. Yeah, we saw it, guys.
Oh no, Miracle gonna be caught, gonna be killed. Jesus. That's like the worst one to have happen too. There's like, they definitely know what happened. Oh
Guys,
wow.
why is it so bright out?
Damn, dude. Damn. All right, do they wait for Roche? I mean, they're gonna have the courier there and see that it comes back up.
Yeah, there's no point going high ground.
Dire's middle tower has
Just
fallen.
farm creeps. Chill it out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Play it really
Gonna
safe.
pop it once. Wait for his good old friend, Mr. Ursa. Ursa Major and Ursa Minor appearing. Little Dipper gonna get the Aegis.
Very, very clean stuff coming out from VIRTUS Pro. I mean, Nigma's definitely made some mistakes this game, but you can't take anything away from VP here. They have looked incredibly solid.
Yeah, it's just checking. He just jumps in the roast pit. He's like, maybe they left something. I don't know. I might as well try. Perhaps there's a cheese lingering around here.
True. They got Aghanims. Got Aghanims on Miracle. Trying to think of like the best way that this fight could go for them. Like, how do you sort of try and organize this? I guess like Kuro out front and center?
Probably like RP gets canceled by AoE damage. That's like the best hope, is that he messes up his blink. That would be great.
Okay.
Why does he have a Basher? This guy's an animal.
He wants Abyssal Blade.
Basher back into Silver Edge. TBK is all over the map with these items. That's a dead hero. God, he dies fast.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay. Well, that's going to be a tier 2 tower, and because he finished that Aghanim Scepter, no buyback right now.
Oh, now Weeha's on the run too.
Oh, gotta get out of there, buddy. Run away. Looks like he's going to be fine. Yeah, they're just going to go high ground now. They're ready to party. Jump in. Abyssal Blade used. Oh, okay. Can get that egg off if he wants to use it. Oh, no. No, he can't. Never mind.
His buyback.
No,
Weeha didn't have TP when this is all starting, though, so he's not even here to help.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, they don't take the tier 3 tower, but it doesn't look like VP care all that much. Yeah, GBK jumps forward, gets the pullback behind the tower, finds the bash onto Kuro, and find that final touch for the kill. An Epileptic Kid has Enrage back up again with Overpower. They kill him off. VIRTUS Pro just absolutely smashing Nigma here. They look so freaking good.
They really do. Just super solid decision making. I look back to when they just didn't fight that tier 1 mid versus the Timber, and I think that just speaks a lot of this game. Where, much like last game, VP identified exactly what Nigma needed because they had such a narrow window that was required for victory. And both times now, they just look at it and say, like, yeah, we're just not going to give you that very specific thing you need, and we're kind of good. Oh, nice Yules, though.
Oh, well played. Still has that Abyssal Blade afterwards, as well as BKB if they need it. Taunted. Epileptic Kid pops the BKB, kills off that egg. They're going to kill Kuro, buys back on Kuro. Miracle just trying to run out of the base at this point. This is devastating amounts of pressure being felt, and just no way to get him off of the tower. They don't have anything. We'll have Thunder God's Wrath back up again in a second. There's a DD down here bottom side if they want to go pick that one up for the second round of this, but they're in. Never mind. They find Miracle, trying to keep him alive. Good soul rip, the stun. It bounces onto Miracle of all heroes. And now the Tombstone's going to go down. VIRTUS Pro, just, they can't stop him. 28,000 gold lead at 30 minutes, but more importantly, buildings falling. Game likely to be called soon, as there is just no answer at all. Chased down one by one. And yeah, they don't have an answer.
Man, I agree with this. I would keep up the all chat and the waving until they GG too. I'd be like, guys, come on, seriously? There's a high five from MC.
Yeah.
These guys are being pretty jovial in the lobby as well, so no BM here, folks.
True. Now, pulls back onto one. Bash is there. Silver Edge afterwards. Abyssal Blade. Yules keeps him alive for a moment, but only a moment, as they will find that final kill onto Timbersaw. And GG is called. VIRTUS Pro, an emphatic 2-0.
Yeah, that was pretty crushing. Kind of night and day compared to the last series that I got to see from Nigma, like versus Alliance. They just looked like so in command during that. Then to see that happen, it's just like, whoa. All right, what happened there, guys?
Yeah. And I mean, to anybody that I don't think there are many people that were wondering at this point about the VP pickup and upgrade of the squad. Like, this team, they've looked really good, and like I think the best team out of CIS for the last while at this point.
Yeah, Nigma just they went out there, man. They were reaching real deep for something with that Zeus pick. Right. And you know, sometimes you reach a little too far, you know, stretch a muscle or something. Something happened on that one. They really tried to break this patch. They are that tired of this and really want some new innovations to come about it. Unfortunately, they couldn't get one in this game.
Maybe we'll see in like whenever it is that the patch comes out. Zeus, it's like, you know, a huge base attack time increase or something, starts right clicking people. But regardless, that's going to do it for our final series of the day. VIRTUS Pro going to finish that off in a 2-0. We said emphatic against Nigma. But let's head back to the panel, see what they thought about that wonderful series right about now.
T.
It
Get off
looked
my
like
panel. No, up. Get out. You can come back for the interview. I want you to get out. I'm confiscating your panel privileges. You promised me. You promised me 3 games.
I didn't predict the Zeus though. I wasn't expecting them to go and do that.
What are you doing here then, T?
Nigma, all right, they came to this second game and it was like the overthrow draft versus a captain's mode draft. You know, you got your Zeus, your void spirits, you know, your quick skirmish and damage. Like, it's not going to win you a real game, but it could win you overthrow. Like, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't know.
I can say at least that there are probably people out there on the subreddit, on the Dota 2 subreddit, who have VP flares, and they're like, you know, this is a relic of an earlier time, but I think we might finally have a worthy successor in our midst. Now, you know, it takes longevity before you can finally match that old VP squad, but in terms of the beauty of play, in terms of the symphony of skills, I think that this VP squad is definitely well on their way. And what better way to show how well coordinated they are than talking to Save, my friend. Give me a holler if you can hear me. What's going on?
Hello?
Yo, I got a question. I consider like free LSAing Lina to be like a 50-50. So, you know, you can't see me right now, but I want you to take a guess. Which of my hands am I holding up right now? Is it my left hand or my right hand?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. I'm so impressed with your LSAs. I'm gonna break this down for you. I'm pretty sure that you just know what people are thinking 24/7 because you were landing those LSAs without any setup whatsoever, just nailing them. Which of my hands am I holding up? My left hand or my right hand?
I don't really actually understood the question, but
Give me a
Left
50-50.
or right?
Heads
Left
or
or right,
tails?
Steve?
Left or right?
Left or right? Just say it.
left to right?
Yep.
Pick a direction.
I don't know, left?
Oh my god, he is
Ah.
immortal. Thank god he's
Immortal,
immortal.
man.
I was getting concerned there that you were just beyond godlike. Save a hell of a performance that game. Hell of a Lina performance. We talked to DM earlier, and he said that this is like a dream roster for you guys, but most of us are surprised by that because you are all pretty young players. So what do you think that makes this a dream roster for you?
I mean, we wanted to get this roster 1 year ago already, but we all went in different teams. Me and Epileptic Kid went to VP, GPK went to Gambit, Ilias to Navi, DM Chaos, and then we all like kind of got kicked from other teams. Then we knew that we can maybe get our roster finally, and so yeah. I mean, we have like good synergy between players. Everyone understands each other really well, and yeah.
Save, congrats on the win. Can you tell me what are your thoughts on Nigma's second draft?
Yeah, I think it's unreal to win with their draft. I mean, it's really hard to win when you draft like that.
Yeah,
I mean-
it was a little bit weird.
Yeah, I think, yeah, if I play for their draft, I think like I can't win. So
Fair enough.
so
You said you had good synergy in the game, of course, it shows. But how about out of the game? You guys are in a boot camp. Are
Yeah.
you guys doing anything else, like outside of Dota together as
Yeah,
a team to
we're-
continue?
yeah, we're communicating really well. Out of Dota also, we
Mhm.
we have really good synergy in Dota and outside of Dota also. So yeah, we knew that before that because we all were friends, all 5 friends, and we knew that our team is going to be really good. So we finally got it. Yeah.
For this series in particular, I know that for the most part, it seemed that you were only considering, at least based off of what DM said, you were mainly considering Team Secret to be the top dogs. But based off of your other performances, it was OG, Mud Golems, and Just Error. Did you think that you had to prepare more for Nigma, or is this just like another day at the office for you guys? It was nothing special.
No, I mean we prepare for every game. We like me and Epileptic Kid. We talk like for 3 hours before every game. Like we talk about how draft's gonna be, first stage of the draft. For example, for today draft, we were preparing yesterday, like 2 or 3 hours. We were just talking about first stage of the draft, like 10 different ways how it's gonna be. But it was way easier than without. So yeah, I mean, why we win every team except Secret? Because we prepare really well for teams.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I mean, we finally have a true undefeated squad now. Pretty much everyone else has fallen. Viking lost a series, Secret lost a series, Navi lost a series. You so far are maintaining this undefeated streak, and it's really exciting to watch. Congratulations on this match, and looking forward to your next series versus Viking on the 26th.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
See you later, save. Yo, that was, I mean, every single VP player that we've spoken to just exudes confidence. I am loving seeing a young CIS squad like this come in. Like, typically, they always have swagger, but the swagger is not oftentimes met with in-game performance. But here, they walk the walk and they talk the talk, and I'm just continuously impressed by their gameplay.
And you know what? Like, the fact that he said that they prepare just the first opening of the draft 3 hours before, for 3 hours actually. It's like they walk the walk, but they walk the walk before the game happens even, right? They prepare, and that's really what matters. They have the work ethic, and man, I envy them for that. That's some next level stuff, which will make them a tier 1 team if they continue doing the same routine.
Yeah, and it's also a CIS roster that actually they kind of wanted to be together for a year ago, right? Normally these stacks, they just kind of get formed after some bad things occur, or like if someone gets kicked. But, you know, they wanted to be together so long that, you know, when they eventually do get together, they've already got that kind of that desire to play, right? They already know why they wanted to play together. So yeah, it's only on the way up, you know. But again, it's like, it's early days, right? It's the first stage of the group stage. We've nearly got through halfway of it. Let's don't get too carried away. The playoffs, that's where the teams really show up potentially. So good group stage so far, but can they keep that consistency and really push it through the later side of the tournament? You know, we're yet to see. But they are great so far.
I like the qualification. This is just the group stage, and group stage is oftentimes not indicative of playoff performance, but there are stakes in this group stage. Last 2 teams will be knocked down to Division 2, and right now it's Liquid, Alliance, and Just Error kind of swimming around in there. Meanwhile, the top dogs here, it's VP of Viking and Team Secret, but we're going to take a break now for the weekend. Division 1 will not be returning until the 26th. And I mean, clearly I'm cursed, so that's why on the 26th and 27th, we'll be back. It's all me. It was just 2-0s all weekend long. I was wanting to entertain the people here, give them some Dota to watch, and we just plowed through all of it. But at least it was high quality the whole way through. On the 26th, we'll be returning with Alliance versus Mud Golems, VP versus Viking, and then Secret versus OG. Lizard, I'm guessing that the Secret OG is probably the series that you're most excited for?
Yeah, like 100%. It's Alliance Mud Golems, man. What do you mean? I have my Balkan boys.
Good. Be the contrarian.
That's what I want to watch. I want to watch some Borania, Snapfire in mid. Of course, it's Secret OG. It's...
What? Nah, you're all delusional. It has to be VP Viking. Viking, sure, they lost a series, but it was like Boom wasn't even playing technically the entire time. And it's VP undefeated. So in my eyes, that is the undefeated series, because I'm kind of ignoring that Alliance kind of win. You know, just going to push that one aside. And it's going to be Viking VP who's going to really stand out on top of the group so far for me.
Well, I'm looking forward to all of it. I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of this group stage plays out. But that'll be it for today. We won't see you back until the 26th on Thursday, but I hope you enjoyed this broadcast of the Epic League.
EGB, your esports betting world. The only place to find the widest choice of popular games and matches to win real money. Choose your bet on a single event or express of several matches with dizzy odds. Serving the market for 7 years with over 800,000 users. Join now to get your bonus for the first deposit up to $600. EGB, you know for sure who's gonna win.